Hello and welcome to Potation Rotation Live on YouTube, recapping today's uneventful E3. It was day 3. It's your Monday recap, and let me tell you something. I just ate tacos for dinner. And I'm drinking a sugar-free, what is it called? Coke Zero Sugar Orange Vanilla, because I don't drink on work nights. So it's just my personal preference. I know I've been disappointing everybody lately. I'm kind of losing the whole potation part of everything, but at least I'm rotating my beverages nonetheless. So E3, boy, what a fucking snooze fest today was compared to yesterday, which was probably Xbox's best showing at an E3 in recent years. I suppose there's going to be some ups and downs. Saturday was full of timers, and yesterday everything came at us lightning fast, and there was some good presentations yesterday. Like I said, Xbox amongst one of them, and then today it was just a lot of crap. To be honest with you, I'm not going to lie. That's my opinion. But the Razer event just concluded, and to be honest with you, we're just gonna get through some of this. There's not a lot to talk about. The biggest surprises were probably the indie games, only because nobody really knew much about what was heading out our way via indie games. But I mean, Capcom already let us know ahead of time what they were going to do. We're kind of hoping for a surprise, something to save the show. Nothing happened. So anyway, let's just get right into it. We'll talk about Razer here. And they've got some, I'm going to tell you something. The stuff that they were showing, I'm not going to lie, as silly as one thing kind of is to me, they got some sexy stuff. Razer has some pretty sexy things. Unfortunately, a lot of it is PC gaming related, and I'm not a PC gamer. I've said that the last couple nights, but they got this Razer Blade 14, which is the world's most powerful and thinnest 14-inch gaming laptop, and it's pretty thin. It was pretty thin. Either he had big hands and it looked thin, or he has tiny hands and it's really thin. But as far as specs and stuff like that go on computers, that's just beyond me. It'd be like, it's like somebody speaking Swahili to me. I don't understand it, and I turn around and try to tell you the same thing in Swahili, and I don't know how to speak it. So, but as you can see here, this is the Razer Blade 14, and I believe it was like at about a $2,700 price point, which, if you can drop that kind of coin on a gaming laptop, by all means, please do so. And then we've got the Project Hazel, which is what they ended with. It's the world's smartest mask. So, if you want to do some kind of gaming outside during the next worldwide pandemic or epidemic, or maybe even during an apocalypse, this mask will be for you. Let's just kind of go through it again. I'm going to preface by saying I'm not playing any trailers, because apparently YouTube can stop a stream for any little thing they think is a copyright infringement, which none of this kind of stuff is, but they'll still do it anyway. So it contains a surgical N95 respirator. It's got active ventilation and an auto sterilization function. It's social, so you can go out and you can actually see somebody's lips move with it, because it's clear and transparent and low light mold, and it's got voice amp technology. Thanks to a built-in mic and amplifier combo, our patent pending technology ensures your speech isn't muffled even when you're masked up. Fantastic. It's sustainable. It's got replaceable filters, rechargeable ventilators, wireless charging, UV sterilization. It's durable for daily use. It's comfortable, optimized airflow. You can personalize it with RGB colors. Yeah, so there you go. Project Hazel. And this is actually their concept page on their website, razer.com/concept/Razer-project-Hazel. So that's pretty much Razer in a nutshell, and they had a couple other things, but like I said, that language is kind of beyond me. Now we're gonna kind of just whip through some shit. There was some stuff I said I was going to cover, and I'm really not. Verizon was just bullshit. I mean, it was nothing more than a big advertisement for their 5G ultra wideband. Basically saying, we're going to be the people that are going to carry you into mobile gaming, Verizon. And let me just say something. I know some people that personally started switching to Verizon, and they've had nothing but problems. So if you're already on Verizon, you love Verizon, and this is right up your alley, and you're a mobile gamer, something that also I am not much of. Good. Oh, and there was something about Madden for mobile. I didn't care. I don't want to sit around and watch a 10-minute, 15-minute ad or something like that. But because that's what it was. Verizon was nothing but an ad for their 5G. Like I said, their 5G ultra wideband. Now we're going to get into stuff that's so there's this Blankos block party, which was presented by Mythical Games. And it's an MMO, and it's set in a vibrant world. It's an online world, styled like a giant block party, with a focus on custom art and design and world building and exploration, and trading and collecting unique Blankos, and the use of NFTs. If I was going to take a shot for every time they mentioned NFT during that presentation, I would have been blackout drunk. There is free early access now via the PC, by the way. They're hoping this is going to be the next Fall Guys or Among Us, I guess. The new hip thing to play. Fortnite, whatever. They kept on saying we're collaborating with these people and these companies, and quite honestly, it's like crap that I couldn't care about. Companies that I, like clothing people and musicians and people I've never even heard of. But I guess it's like hip and whatever. Maybe the teenagers like it, the kids. You're probably going to see, in due time, probably going to see a bunch of 10-year-olds playing Blankos Block Party while they're wearing their Project Hazel masks. So it was, and it's funny because today's the chats that were going with today's presentations, the worst of the 3 days, man. People just did not give a rat's ass. The majority of people did not give a rat's ass about what they were looking at today. And I was one of them. Let's move on to Intellivision and their Amico. So, as I kind of stated a little bit last night, I'm actually like an early backer of the Amico. I was one of the first people to put in an order for an Amico. They have deemed me one of their founders. Is it something that I'm proud of? I think it's cool, and I get my name. I'm going to put my name somewhere, maybe like in their offices on a wall. I have no idea how that works. All I know is I got a really cool kick-ass limited edition Amico. So I have been following Tommy Tallarico and Intellivision since the Amico's inception. Part of that is nostalgia. I did not. I don't recall having an Intellivision. We had a Commodore 64. I had friends that had Atari. I had one person that I knew that had an Intellivision. However, some of the old games that were on Atari or the Intellivision back in the day, I was excited about the prospect of having some of these type of games getting remade and re-envisioned. So I was like, yeah, I'm fully behind that, and whatever else Intellivision can bring to the table. From that point forward, up through today, I have been abreast of everything. I have, gotten emails on updates on the system, and have been invited to watch some videos of progress and gameplays. And so suffice it to say, I was hoping that they would give people like me, who already know about the Amico, who already invested in the Amico, a little bit more something to be like, yes, like I'm really excited. I have this thing coming. I can't wait. I'm so glad I backed it, but there was nothing. So Tommy took about 10 minutes today to basically advertise the Amico. It was an advertisement for people that maybe they heard something and just didn't care, or maybe they don't know anything at all. Like I said, there was nothing exciting about it for me, who's been following the progress. It was just really it was just a summary of everything that's gone on, say, in the last year. And he did a good job trying to, push all the years, either collectively or individually, of all the gaming industry veterans that are working for or with Intellivision on the Amico. It almost gave me this sense that maybe this isn't going as strongly for Intellivision as they had hoped, in that they had to be like, well, we've got this person and he's been in games for 35 years, and we got this person and she's been in gaming for 25 years, and we got this, and it's like bam, bam, one right after another, name dropping all these industry veterans to make you feel like, oh, well, they know what the fuck they're doing. They got their shit together. This is probably going to be one of the greatest party gaming machines ever created. And he also said, hey, it's not going to be for everyone. It's definitely not next gen. It's more like a companion gaming system to everything that's out there right now. Something for your family or your friends when they come over and you want to just queue up some games that everybody can kind of just grab and play, even if you're not a gamer. So it's kind of being touted as a last gen console for everyone, I guess. It's like an advanced Wii. It's like if the Wii maybe came out now, and they supported more nostalgia than anything really kind of revolutionary. So, and when I say nostalgia, I mean it's that they're taking the Intellivision games of the past, and even some Atari ones as well, and they're releasing updated, reimagined versions, like I said before, along with new titles. They got the original Echo the Dolphin team working on a Dolphin game. Whether that's Echo the Dolphin, I'm not sure. And then there is the Earthworm Jim sequel, with the original team from Earthworm Jim. He gave the basic tech details of the system. When I say basic, I mean he didn't go into, like he said, I think he was saying bits. He mentioned bits and gigawatts and started joking around because they're probably not that impressive at all. I mean, you can tell they're really kind of not. Showed off the controllers, how they work, the fact that you can link up using mobile phones. There's the digital media, which everybody thought that's all there was going to be, but I guess there's going to be some physical media for collectors like myself. How to scan cards that are preloaded with funds onto the system so that you can download games. 6 packing games that are going to come with it, and what we only know 5 so far, and that's Skiing, Astro Smash, Shark, Cornhole, and Farkle. So all the information that a backing partner and founder like myself already knew. None of this was new information. So I was hugely disappointed with this showing, honestly. From the perspective of someone who wouldn't know shit about the Amico, this honestly probably wouldn't have sold me. And there was no new exclusive footage of anything. I mean, there wasn't even long play gameplay of anything. There wasn't the first 10 minutes of whatever. It doesn't even matter. And there was nothing new on Earthworm Jim. I mean, there was like a small teaser of him crash landing on a beach or something like that a while ago, and then he takes off, kind of like scrolling over to the right, and that was like really the end of it. And there's like nothing. We don't even know what the 6-packing game is yet. There's just nothing jaw-dropping that would make, I think, anybody that had no idea about the system want to go out and get it just yet. So, but anyway, I'm getting one. I still am hoping that this was a good idea. Let me just take a drink. I'm still firmly behind it. I'm just hoping that I'm not left disappointed. I'll give it a solid year, but tune in here later this year because it's already been delayed like twice. I think it was supposed to be out last year, then it was supposed to be out earlier this year, and now it's going to be out, I think, like in October or something. But the early buyers like myself will be getting their Founders editions before the public, either the rest of the people that pre-ordered or the people that go to the store to buy it in person. I'll have it earlier. I don't know if I'm supposed to like not say anything. I don't know if I'm going to have some kind of like gag order when I get it that I can't release anything online, but tune in here. I'll have it before everybody else does. We're going to take a first look at it, and that is the Intellivision Amico and my thoughts on all that bullshit. So next we are going to talk about the Indie Showcase, and also we're going to kind of back that into the Freedom Games presentation as well. I'm not going to get into a lot of stuff. I'm not going to even like show a lot of stuff. I'm not going to talk about a lot of stuff. The Indie Showcase had, it was an interesting presentation. It was just bam, bam, bam. These are just some quick trailers of some upcoming games. We had Fallen Aces. We had Larcenauts Toy Soldiers is coming with an HD remake or whatever you want to call it, a fresh coat of paint. Moonlander, Bio Interstellar Arc, or BARC for short. Tunguska, The Visitation, Nico Ghost Jump, and Extra Galactica. Of all those, I kind of thought BARC was interesting, and Nico Ghost Jump, I think, probably stood out amongst them all. So you can go look those up, because if I did these indie ones and what Freedom Games presented, I mean, we could spend probably about another half an hour to 45 minutes talking about those. But again, like I said, these were like the most belch count number one. These were like the most surprising things of the of E3 today, because we didn't know what was coming with these for the most part. And then on to Freedom Games. Just a snapshot here of 4 games, and actually, well, I'll just run down the list. So we had, and their presentation was really kind of cool because they had people from their team kind of telling personal stories about themselves and gaming and why they're doing what they're doing, and then like how that translates to the game that they're working on. It really makes it really kind of shows how independent games are like greater, like just projects of pure love from a game developer than something massive from like Nintendo or Microsoft, or I mean Capcom even, I guess, or Square Enix. It was great. That's how they presented these things. But we had Dreamscaper, we had Airborne Kingdom, we had Coromon, Cat Cafe Manager, To the Rescue Dog Shelter Simulator, Slaughter League, Dark Deity, One Lonely Outpost, Tower Rush, Sands of Aura, and Anuchard. I don't know if it's Anuchard or Anucard. Anuchard. Sounds like chard to me. They all looked really good. I think they've got a good slew of games for everyone. I mean, it seems like you can't go wrong with what they have to offer. a lot of it, obviously is very, relies heavily on the old classic 16-bit look for most things. This Ruin Raiders, Ruin Raiders wasn't something that they talked about today. That's something that's probably like available now, but I'm just giving you some examples going through their website here. The how they're stylized is a big callback to gaming of the past, and I mean it's something that you find in indie games, most indie games nowadays, anyways. The two that are actually kind of interesting to me. One, Lonely Outpost. I know they were talking about Dark Deity, like the people at the hosts of E3 were talking about Dark Deity and afterwards and everything, which that one looks fine too. But for me, One Lonely Outpost, it's a farming colony, and you grow it into a vibrant community. You choose from traditional animals and natural produce, or opt for robo-cows and gene-spliced crops. It's almost like the now I didn't play Stardew Valley or anything like that, but I used to play like the farming games long time ago, like on Facebook or whatever. And it's kind of like a farming game, but like science fiction and in space. And there's like aliens and stuff like that. So it looks really cool, and I really like the sound of it. And believe it or not, the other one that kind of interested me is the Dog Shelter Simulator. I'm a doggy guy. As some of you that watched yesterday's day 2 recap, my dog made an appearance on here. So yeah, I'm actually really interested in this, and this is fall of 2021. Oh, when did the other one come out? I didn't remember seeing that. Probably didn't get down that far. But One Lonely Planet is coming out. Yeah, I didn't get down that far. It doesn't even say. I don't remember if it said in the presentation either. Am I missing something here? Oh, it's a wish list. So it just says, yeah, coming soon. It's a wish list. So you can wish list it now. There's nothing else you can do. So that's probably going to come out a little bit later. But yeah, To the Rescue, Animal Shelter or Dog Shelter Simulator. And then you have the Cat Cafe. So they're covering both dogs and cat lovers. I don't care about cats that much. I can't say I don't care about cats. I love cats. I love all animals. I'm just not a cat person. So, but yeah, fall 2021, and it's on Nintendo Switch. If this was just for Steam, I probably would never get to play it. But yeah, so those were your indie games. You had the showcase, and then you had Freedom Games talking about their shit. Now, that's great. I am happy about that. I'm happy that really none of the indie games that they showed, they didn't look like crap or anything. They looked legit. They look cool. They look awesome. And there's a little bit of everything for everyone. But overall, I still think that this show needed some saving. And I was hoping that Capcom would, really give us something sexy. As it turns out, like I said, Razer showed some sexy stuff. Their stuff is sexy. Capcom, not so much. Oh my gosh. So they did freely advertise what you would expect out of their presentation today. And everybody was just like, the internet was just like, like, you better have something else, because like, who cares? Like, we already know about this shit. You're not like telling us anything new. Pull something out your ass. And I was hoping they'd pull something out their ass, but unfortunately they didn't. So they started out with Resident Evil Village. They're basically saying like, hey, you guys want it. It's a great game, and we're really happy with that you like it, so we're going to give you some DLC stuff. But it's in development, and we're not going to tell you anything else. So there was nothing except that DLC stuff is in development. And they reminded the people that purchased Resident Evil Village that Reverse is still available for you to play. Kind of like, I know that. My PS5 shows me that at the top every time, and I honestly just don't have. It's like at the bottom of my list to play it. It doesn't. Reverse doesn't interest me at all, and I don't hear anybody talking about it. So I think that's why they were like, man, we got to just tell people that it's there. We don't think enough people, obviously enough, we have, this is what our sales were on Resident Evil Village. And we can see that, maybe that this is what people are, how many people are playing it. Like every single person that bought it is playing it, but not every single person is playing Reverse. Like it's pretty disappointing. Actually, to be honest with you, if I remember correctly, the day Village came out, I did click on Reverse and it told me it wasn't available yet. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So I haven't touched it since. So that was it. That was it for Resident Evil and the anniversary. Somebody was hoping, I know there's some people hoping for something else Resident Evil. Maybe not like, let's not talk about 9. I mean, 8 just came out or anything like that, but maybe there's something else. Maybe we can see more of 4 in VR, or something, just something else Resident Evil, and there was nothing. We saw more about Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, which was already announced, and they didn't really show anything new. They just let everybody know that there's going to be free title updates like this Palamute update, and I think there's going to be like an amiibo or something like that for the Switch, and you get some bonuses with pre-ordering the game. So it was just basically, yes, Monster Hunter Stories 2 is still coming, and here's some extra stuff, throw your money at it. And then the collab with Monster Hunter Rise. There's also a version 3.1 coming with event quests and rewards, so they're basically letting you know that we're still supporting Monster Hunter Rise as well. Just keep downloading updates and keep throwing your money at pay-to-plays. They talked about the Capcom Esports Pro and the Pro Tour 2021, which was basically an ad for how people can make money in esports. Additionally, in addition to the other teams and esport leagues that are out there, playing these Capcom tournaments with games like Street Fighter V competitively. It was just an FYI to let everybody else know that, hey, Capcom's doing this. It's something that exists. If you want to, it's there. There was absolutely nothing mind-blowing about it, like, at all. It was just like an ad for it with some very over-enthusiastic... I mean, everybody in this presentation was over-enthusiastic. I'm thinking to myself the whole time, like, is there any way you people talk like this, like, in public? Like, you take your grandma out for lunch, do you talk to her like that? Like the people on YouTube or Twitch that, hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome. We're back to the new, and they talk like that, And I'm like, I know you're trying to make it big. I'm trying to just make a few extra bucks on the side. I consider this my part-time gig, and that's great. Like you're enthusiastic, but don't be like that, because what are you going to do? Like, if you do like get to the point where, oh, I can quit my job and I can do this full time. Are you really going to talk like that for hours every day? You're going to keep putting on that fake voice that is just, I don't know. There's a difference between being over enthusiastic and faking it. So anyway, the biggest thing, and it was actually what I was waiting for, I wanted more details on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I was about to pick up, I think, one of the titles for the DS or the 3DS or something like that, at the 7 Mile Fair, and I was told, hold off on that. And apparently there's a remake coming or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. But then I looked into it. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll wait to see if Capcom says anything at E3. And then they announced that they were going to say something at E3. And so, yeah. So the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, July 27th. That's a little bit more than a month away. And it's also going to include 10 new cases and some 8, I don't know how they said it, but it's like smaller mini games or something like that. New gameplay features. And I'm actually excited about that. I'm more excited about that than Resident Evil Village DLC. I'm more excited about that than pretty much everything that I heard today, honestly. Like I said, there was a couple of there's a couple, 2, 3 indie games out of the lot that I'm interested in, and then the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. But I knew Ace Attorney Chronicles were coming. Yeah, it just wasn't a good day. It wasn't a good day. I guess you can't top what Xbox did yesterday. This was just a stinker of a day. Hopefully we get this sandwich thing going on. So we had the Xbox, Bethesda, and Square wasn't bad. It could have been better. Everybody's talking about, out of all that, everybody's talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. I guess this demo, Final Fantasy Origins, is not going off without a hitch right now. From what I understand, there's issues with the demo. But yeah, everybody's talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Whether it's positive or negative, people are talking about it. That was like the biggest thing that Square Enix announced yesterday. Yesterday was a good day. Today fucking sucked. And I'm hoping that tomorrow, which we are going to go ahead and, like we did with the other streams, we're going to take a look at tomorrow's schedule. So E3 2021. There's nothing to catch up on. I just caught everybody up. The final day. Nintendo. Everybody really, honestly, is waiting for Nintendo. I mean, it's ridiculous. How many people don't even know a schedule exists? Just watching the chat scroll, it's like every 10th comment is Nintendo. Like, people expected Nintendo to be like the day that they were watching, and it's like, no. Like, it got to the point where, like, the mods in the different chats, like on Twitch and YouTube, were putting links to the schedule because they were getting sick of people thinking that it was going to be Nintendo today, and it's not. Where's Nintendo? This sucks. And the people that say skip, like, that's going to do anything. Anyway, so Nintendo is at 9 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. That then is 10 Mountain, 11 Central, and noon Eastern. And then, so that's, I think they said about 45 minutes. The Nintendo Direct's going to be 45 minutes, and then, of course, Treehouse Live. You know what everybody wants? Everybody wants 3 things. All guys want these things, and it's disgusting. Number 1 is Breath of the Wild 2. It's almost as if people are saying, if we don't get more Breath of the Wild 2 tomorrow, we're going to riot. I'm not going to riot. But yeah, I mean, that's probably the number 1 most expected thing, Breath of the Wild 2. Number 2 is more Zelda content to basically say, hey, yes, we know it's the 35th anniversary. Here's more Zelda shit. There's this rumor that Wind Waker and Twilight Princess might be a double pack HD release for the Switch. There's been some leaks of a poster at GameStop. And on the poster, it's got Wind Waker artwork, it's got Twilight Princess artwork, and it's got Breath of the Wild artwork on it. So I'm just saying, that might be a thing for like a pre-order. They might announce both those type of titles, if you want to call them each a title. Both those games, the double pack, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Breath of the Wild 2 might be pre-orders, and that as tomorrow, and that poster might be a thing. Something about GameStop managers also got email notices that they need to staff up, I guess, like tomorrow and maybe even Wednesday or something for something. And that could lead to number 3, the new Super Nintendo Switch Pro XS 1 version 2 Genesis Famicom, whatever they're going to call it. That might actually be tomorrow as well. But for some reason, I'm not even I just don't think that them announcing an upgraded console is going to be a thing tomorrow. I think it's going to be games. And then people want to see, on the Treehouse Live, people want to see Breath of the Wild 2. That is what everybody is talking about. Then we got Bandai Namco. And then the GameSpot Play for All showcase a little later. I don't know anything about Eureka Studio, or what they're going to do, I should say. But the GameSpot Play for All showcase is going to be like another thing where they're going to talk about games that have already been announced, probably since earlier this year. I mean, games that have been announced all year so far. You're going to see more trailers and maybe more gameplay of them. They might have some new announcements. I'm not sure. They say that they might. But this GameSpot Play for All showcase, GameSpot has been doing Play for Alls. It's been like a daily thing for like a certain amount of time. Like every day they're doing this. And this one day that they're doing it is during E3. So it's on E3. But then GameSpot Play for All is going to be tomorrow. I mean, the next day and the next day after that. And it's been like the past 2 days or something. So they're just rehashing things. We're definitely not going to talk about the awards show. So Nintendo, Bandai Namco. If Eureka Studio does do anything interesting, I'll report on that. And that's pretty much going to be it. And I'm sure if there's going to be enough Zelda content to talk about tomorrow, I'm going to talk about all the Zelda things. I'm just letting you know right now. So that's going to do it today. Pretty uneventful. It sucked. It was rough to get through. I'm hoping Nintendo can save the day. I think that, there were some people that were let down with Xbox, with the missing information on, like, Halo, for example. What was one of the other ones? I'd have to go back to my reporting. Perfect Dark, Fable. But it was still strong enough that even those letdowns, like, you just brush it off and move along. But Nintendo can't. They just can't. If they let anybody down tomorrow, like, this E3 is going to be just everybody's going to look back at it as a fucking disaster. That it was just weak as shit. So that's going to do it. If you're new here, please subscribe and click the notification bell so you know when we go live, which is rare. But if you don't want to do that, you can go to potationrotation.com. There's Socius links. That's what I call them. Socius links. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Stuff gets posted there. Let you know when things are coming out, whether it's live or pre-recorded. All the channels are on the website. Retro Rankings podcast is out there as well. You can get the new episode anywhere podcasts are found, or you can get it right on our website. The most recent episode 2, top 7 RPG characters. Share this with your friends. Actually, don't share this one with your friends. It depends on how you look at it. I wouldn't share this unless somebody really wanted to know what the fuck was going on today. But what I just gave you saves so much time compared to what happened today. And then these panels today. Take-Two interactive panel. Like, I was still hoping Take-Two would announce something during the panel, but it was literally just talking. And then they had, like, I think 2 other panels that weren't even in the schedule. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like I go to take a piss and I come back and there's people talking and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, this could have been something that was important. Thank God it's not. I don't know what this is. But, yeah, it was rough. It was rough. What else? Like the video. Yeah. Or you can give me a thumbs down. I'm always cool with thumbs downs too. But that's going to do it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, for the final day, the Tuesday recap of E3 2021. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.